Guess I don't know that for sure, but it feels like we are. We'll do a little garage hour here. See if we can get the monitor to pop up. Not looking great so far, but yeah, spring is here, kids. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees out right now. Going to get up to 65 maybe today. Birds are singing. Things are happening. Oh, just got a message. What was that? Oh, did I just get notified that I went live? I think I did. Sorry, I'm still getting set up here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I have a monitor out here. Yeah, there we go. So this episode brought to you by something with an old person and a kid on an airplane. I don't know what that's all about, but all right, let's try to get this all set up here so I can film like the back of my head maybe. Try to set this up so it's not like in the view of what's happening. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I'm just gonna be here doing it. It's been winter all winter, and now it feels like spring. So I figured we'd come out here in the garage and I don't know, putter around. So basically, that means I'm just gonna move stuff from one place to another location. That's my favorite thing to do in the garage is take stuff and just move it someplace else. Look at that jobby. Now, you know you're getting into custom work when you start fabric hobbling. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna put that in the saw drawer. That's definitionally a saw. All right. I'm trying to figure out how to get a better shot. I guess we'll go with that maybe. I don't really know. Whatever. What do we got? Oh, that thing's leaking. Looks like the grease gun's leaking a little bit. Yeah. There's a reason why I keep it on the plastic. We just lubricate the bench a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Is my collar? Hold on, I just noticed my collar wasn't right. It's a nice thing about filming the back of your head is you can notice when your collar's wrong. Alright, so I know I did an unboxing video of this thing, but man, I tell you what. Transfer pump, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on the transfer pump. If you are alive on Earth and you use fuel other than in your car and you don't have one of those, you need to reassess what it is that you are doing with your life. All right, what do we have here? We got the red tacky. I'm supposed to redo bearings on the trailer. Got the bearing packer too. That goes on the grease gun. Yeah. Put it on the list of things to do. I guess the weather's changing. That actually might happen here pretty soon. Let's figure out how to do this. Let's rearrange our disarrangement. Seems kind of important though. I need to have a spot that's two greases tall. Let's try this over here. There you go, bud. That's 2 greases tall. And this greasy thing, we're just gonna push you right back to where you were because that seems like a perfectly reasonable spot for you. And this light here, oh, it's magnetically installed camera light. Perfect. This hasn't been opened yet, so we need to hang it on a hanger. Oh, too low. That is not going to work. No, oh, here's a hanger. We'll just hang it out right in the middle, let it float in space. What do we got in here? Zip ties. I feel like I have too many zip ties in this area. Like I just found this container, but I think this is supposed to go over there. I have my garage set up in zones, if you will. The zoned zip ties. A giant thing of screws. Bits. This is supposed to go into. It's supposed to go into my toolbox, I think. fact, I know that goes in my toolbox. My toolbox is in my truck, and my truck is not exactly in the garage right now. Okay, moving on. One of them things seems a little bit broken, but like, can't get rid of stuff like that. Scrap wire. Oh man, put that there. Some Sharpies. What's the condition of the Sharpies? Functional but worn. Ooh, got a good tip on that one, but not as juicy as the other one. I think I have a Sharpie spot over here. Right there's where I usually keep my Sharpie. Ooh, I got some magnets that I turn into a Sharpie dispenser, if you will. Being clever. I think that's supposed to be a hammer right there. Where's my hammer at? Oh, please. Go for a hammer. This is a hammer. I feel like all this is like kind of jumbled in here. Oh, when you know it, the hammer hangs down lower than my red and tacky. we shall adjust the red and tacky over one scooch. There we go. WD right underneath the hammer. Do you fit? Oh, perfect. All right. So what do you keep? What do you keep on the bench? Ready to go at all times. We got carb cleaner, ready to go. An old nasty PB blaster that's on its last leg. Yep, ready to go. Penetrating plus Briggs & Stratton, ready to go. WD, two-way, ready to go. Some Lucas White Lithium on the bench, ready to go. Lubricating oil, maximum penetration anti-wear defense, ready to go. Soapstone, ready to go. That reminds me, I need to get a soapstone pencil. Anybody know anything about that? I got a couple bottles of this ready to go. Marvel Mystery Oil or whatever, Air 2 oil. That stuff's pretty good. What's nice about it is it's a convenient size, which makes a lot of difference in the world when it comes to making a difference. And apparently a bunch of Sharpies and some cups. Cups, we can probably get rid of the cups. By get rid of, I mean just move over to there, right? Yeah. This, I don't know why it's on the bench. This is a bucket of old nuts that's never been gone through. It probably is not bench material, but like, I never dealt with it. Let's just set it down there for now. That's the problem solved. What's next? Another container of random hardware. I'm gonna collect all the random hardware on the planet Earth, there's no doubt. What do we have here? A magnetic latch, that's filthy. Mighty Might Magnetic. I'm not even sure where that came from, but that's the catch. Somehow I don't feel like this is the right spot for it though. Like, it's definitely a keeper, there's no doubt. You never get rid of something like that. But I gotta sort out in my brain my garage philosophy of storage, where this would be appropriately stored. Needs a little touch up. Let's touch that up a little bit. Little wire wheel. Knock some of that nastiness off. We're eye protection kids. Yeah, it's way better. All right, so what this is like for a door. You screw that to the. I mean, if you did it here, is that even in the video? I think it is. Then you put that on the door. Then when you close it, it magnetically. Well, this is metal doors. Not the best example. I think that's gonna have to go in a drawer someplace. What drawer? I know. We'll just sit over here now. Problem solved. Look at that. That's my first slip square. I got that when I was a teenager. Still even has the little brass marker. No vial though. I mean, was I happen to born in the era where they made tools that last? It's been, I don't know if I get the shot down the plane. Let's see here. Little wanky, little janky. Still square though. Stanley. Now, how did they used to be able to make a tool that would last a bajillion years? I think actually I have a new Stanley here. So here's a new version of it. This one's got metric. I think that's why I got that one, is the metric. Because we live in the modern era where everything's in metric. Looks pretty close. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, I do need to figure out how to organize some of that a little better. What I got over here? Let's take a look. We got a sparker. Is that thing still sparking? Oh yeah, still sparking. Good. That rubber. So I need to adjust it so it's like makes sense, right? 2 scrapers. That one is nasty. What is all of that? Come on. I don't really know what that is. It seems quasi-permanent. Kind of crazy. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Yeah. Permafunked. Will not come off. All right, $100,000 question. So this is my China, not China. These are putty knives, but they're also kind of like, I got drywall knives, and the drywall knives don't even belong in here. I don't know why. Oh, I remember why. These all got to go someplace else. My drywall knives. Those just go to another building. I don't keep drywall knives in this building. We'll just set those over there to go to the other building. Every once in a while, you do need I don't know if I need one that wide though, but I feel like they should be kept together, right? Will they fit here without interfering? Kind of hogs the whole pin though. Maybe there is more better, or, oh yeah. That way I can get like a plastic one on there and a old school straight scraper there. Scraper's check. I get this thing to hang here without being an issue. Get that sorted out just right. I didn't even know this is what I was going to be doing right now. Definitely not. So that's a problem. We have come across what is known as a problem. Maybe I don't hang that there anymore. We'll see. All right, we got a utility knife. I'm gonna hang that from the top. Sparker. We'll hang you there. Long, smooth. We'll hang you in front. I think you were there before. Makes sense. I like it. I like it a lot. What I don't like is no square spot hanger. That might have to be repositioned. Figure out what's going on over here. I got a bunch of hooks here. I think I used to hang. What did I used to hang over there? These things? And I started carrying those in my toolbox. What do we got here? It's trailer. Why is trailer in here? Doesn't seem like the absolute most legit thing to be hanging there. We got a piece of hose, not really that great of a location for hose due to the fact that it's just random hose. Like, how does that work? How do you organize your hose? All right, polishing compound, that does kind of make sense. So I got a polishing wheel here. I feel like that would be a good spot for I don't know what that would be a good spot for. Figure out what is all this stuff? Just a clip. I got a bag of something here. What is this? Ooh, is that part for the plasma cutter? What is this? Note to self, write notes, because I don't know what that is, but I think it's plasma cutter parts. We'll investigate that later. I got these trays up here. I got all this wire too. I feel like I should get rid of that wire up there. I don't know where that should go. Wire is important, you gotta have wire, but for some reason, right above there does not seem like the spot. Mainly because it would always fall down. What's going on with this? Is that going to be an issue? I feel like it's an issue. Whatever. All right. So I do have this series of hooks here that used to all hold. I think it held these things. No? What did I used to hang there? Engage the brain. The brain is not engaging fully. Purposely set hooks with no reason. Can anybody help a guy out with that? We're going to set up another Sharpie holder too. I use these magnets. These loop magnets, a couple of those. Sorry. A couple of those. And then you just take your Sharpie. Good one here. Bottom side there, top side there, and voila. A voila. This thing is looking like just chaotic right here. Let's figure something out on this. I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll figure it out in a second. And I definitely use that on occasion for lighting. All right, we got two small clamps that I feel like are valuable, but not necessarily necessary. Maybe I can hang them off one of these hooks over here. Try to make that make sense. Perfect. Sorry, I'm just observing here, trying to think about how I want this to work. Can I got a heavy duty hook there for something monstrous to go. Monstrous and short. Not great. That is not great. It's almost like I didn't pay that much attention when I set all this up. Anyone else get that feeling that sometimes I didn't pay that much attention? All right. Pen holder's definitely gonna have to go to a new location. Let's try dead center here. That might be a good spot to have a marker, right? We'll go just below the height of the platforms and say marker. That's not bad. I saw a problem that I do have now that I've not had in the past is I recently, and by recently, not that recent, put these in here, these Stanley pliers, because they're nice. That took up 2 spots to have a nice set of pliers there. So what I ended up doing is I've ran out of the 2 spots that I used to have. Think about maybe filing these someplace else. I don't use them very often. I mean, that's a nice big pair of pliers, but it just, everything is so cluttered now. So I got shit all the way down here now. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Put your needle nose next to your needle nose. Put your snippers next to your snippers. Gives you 1 slot there. Maybe one of these things is not like the others. That one there. And put these pliers back, because these are actually giant pliers, which are somewhat useful, to be perfectly honest with you. These things suck. They're not even my good ones. All right, so big pliers, little pliers, big needle nose, small needle nose, big cutters, small cutters, useful square nose. And I'll tell you what, these free screwdrivers from Harbor Freight, that's about the best free item I've ever got in my entire life. Not even making that up. Like, they are amazing. All right, let's move that polishing compound back there, back behind that brush. That's not really a great spot for that, but that's the spot that it's currently at. And I tell you, these pegboards that I've got, they are metal and they are nice, but man, they are not exactly set up for pegboarding. The holes are always just a little tiny off, it seems like. So everything's loose. Loosey-goosey. Can I get this to hang here? Is that possible? I don't know what this is doing there, but it's a little bit in the way. Yeah, that's not optimal. It hangs there though, huh? I like it. I mean, that ain't great, but it works. At least I have my square in the region. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I can do it. Drop that down just a little tiny bit. And that's clearing by like, what, half a millimeter? Which way does that hang better? Like that. Perfect. Perfection. Back up these stupid things. Can I bend this stuff? That's what it needs. It needs bent. It needs tightened up a little bit. Oh man, that's going to be a challenge. How am I going to do that? Engage brain. Engage brain. In today's lesson, we are going to attempt to readjust that angle in a manner that is more fitting to the requirements set forth by the pegboard. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I don't know how would I do that. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It will not clamp. It's like I need the holes to be lower by, like, I don't know. How much is a little bit? A little bit? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Oh, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Grease. Grease. What do I put that? Oh, just realized I'm filming my arse. Sorry. Perfect timing to tune in. All right, what's next? I got a feeling this drawer up here needs a little work. I truly do feel that. I'm just gonna throw those back up there because I don't know what else to put right now. Those hooks are garbage, I'm not gonna lie. That looseness, not great, not optimal, not the way I want it. I know this is chaos up here, so we're gonna work on this real quick. This is the sandpaper abrasion area. We're gonna delve into that real fast, try to get that sorted. I'm actually not sure how to do this with the camera. Let's try that. Let's give that the what about? So the way I philosophize my life is I try to have multiple grinders with multiple different grinding attachments. This one's typically my metal grinder. It's a heavy duty grinder. I've had this since I was in my early 20s. It is a Black & Decker. A Black & Decker grinder. I think it's a beast. This was my first El Cheapo Harbor Freight tool shop grinder, bought on a whim because I needed a cheap disposable Harbor Freight grinder, and that still works. This has one of them real thin blades, thin metal cutting blades. This is a Harbor Freight tool. A Drill Master. Is that Harbor Freight? I think it is. Another cheap one. Flap disc. Well, this flap disc is pretty messed up. Needs a better flap disc. And then I actually have another Warrior. So Drill Master, Tool Shop. Oh, I take that back. Tool Shop, that's not Harbor Freight, that's Menards. Tool Shop is a Menards grinder. Anyways, and I have a Warrior up here. But this is all just chaos in here. Let's push those out of the way. See what we got here. Try to organize it a little better. So I got all these like hook and loop half emptied. Stick on. I don't even have a stick on. Sanding disc up here though. That's not even that. I got sanding discs everywhere. That's all like wet sanding. What is this? Abrasive. Those are really weird looking. What are these things? Labeled 320 Kingdom Abrasives. I really have no memory of acquiring these, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Really strange looking. probably like a specialty abrasive. How am I gonna store that? These are like goes into the thousands. Now 1,500, 2,500, 4,000, 4,000, 2,000, 600. So those are all real fine grits. Where shall I store these? And I guess on top of that grinder seems to be the spot. Seems kind of shitty, but sometimes that's all that's left of my good stuff. It needs to be replaced by somebody. Story of my life. Story of my life. Got sanding discs I can borrow? Yeah. Proceeds to use like all my sanding discs. All right, here's another package of varying grits. I wonder if I could slip this right on top of that grinder. That would be most excellent. Mission accomplished. This should all just be flat paper here. Oh man, there's like random loose pieces. God almighty. Can't get rid of that. Oh, gotta save that. Yep. We'll just put all that right up there. Some 120. Yeah, I like that. I like the 120. Perfect. Sanding belts. Got some pre-cuts there. I like it. All right. Hook and loop. Hook and loop. All new. I like it. Hook and loop new. Hook and loop. Well, that's a lightly used hook and loop. Lightly used hook and loop. Well, let's just go with that. The lightly used should be up top to get. What's the condition where you lightly use a hook and loop sanding grit and then you change to another grit and then you save the one that was on there and then you never go back and use it again? Is that an actual medical condition? Does anybody know? The what's it called? I'm going to use it later condition. Let me just set those right on top. We'll put the lightly used ones towards the front. That way it's more quote unquote ready to go. And I've got a couple sanding blocks, one full, one without. We'll just load those right up front. That's good. There's a partially used belt. Should just throw it away, but due to my known medical condition, I cannot. Maybe I'll use it later. How about this? Should I save that? That's a hook and loop and it's completely smoked. Watch me throw it away. I did it. Actually, on top of that would be a better spot for that used stuff. That needs to be replaced. I can't remember how many sanding discs that was. That was like, let's see what it says. These were Diablos 120. The container was that tall when I bought it, full, and I have 5 left. I need to remind the person that used all my sanding discs they owe me sanding discs is what I need to do, but nothing will happen because that's just the way life goes sometimes. Okay. Put the sander down below, put the grinders up above. What is this? perfect. Oh, that looks a lot better. Why will that not? Is this one going back? Oh, that's what's up. And that's what's up. Perfect. Perfection. All right, what do we got here? We got used a pencil, a bucket of screws. What are the screws doing out? Consolidate the screws into one pile. One of these days I need to go through my random bucket of screws and sort them, but I don't think that's going to be today. Today we're going to take the bucket of screws and we're just going to hide it behind a door. We're going to do the old, you can't see it, it doesn't exist. My personal favorite move when it comes to dealing with putting stuff away. Right? Pin, 2 rusty nuts. Can I hang that there? What? Oh, it does, but it looks like shit. Okay, perfect. I don't even know if this thing actually works. I think this thing is like kind of sketched out. I think that's why it's got brand new sandpaper in there and it's not used out. How about a giant wooden shim? Put that with the toolbox stuff. Old broken screwdriver. We got here chrome ollie steel, durochrome. Well, it's USA. Huh, let's polish that thing up. It's a USA screwdriver. At least not one, not. Good old American steel. I don't even know where this thing came from. I think it was sitting someplace as the dedicated, I need this screwdriver here screwdriver, and then it got either upgraded or replaced. Excuse me, I'm allergic to telling stories. It's not in bad shape. I mean, it's a used screwdriver, there's no doubt. Probably a paint can opener screwdriver is what it was. Is that what I was doing with this? With a dedicated pry screwdriver. Well, we're going to bring her back to life. I don't know what was stuck to this thing. It's coming off though. All right, how do we do? That's a lot nicer. That ain't a bad screwdriver. Kind of got a small handle on it. It'd probably be a good screwdriver to carry around in your pouch because it doesn't have a huge ass handle on it. Seems like a lot of screwdrivers today have big handles, like big, so you can get a grip. Oh, we got someone in the chat. Jeremy's in the chat. It says, "Hey, Elveshelves. How are you?" I'm doing good. Just got done polishing up my my chromoly steel durochrome number 4714 USA, a regular screwdriver. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get him back in the regular rotation. is my first set of chisels too, Stanley. They're actually in pretty good shape, to be honest with you. Okay. All this has to go back into my toolbox. I really don't know why it's out of the toolbox, but it is. This thing's got to go someplace else, though. What are you up to, Jeremy? I'm kind of surprised. I figured you'd be in here earlier, as you're into tools and tool stuff. All right, I'm about to swing the camera into a part of the garage I don't normally go into, but that's the part I'm going to work on next. There will be some things that no one has seen before, but that's fine with me because I'm just going to deal with it. All right, here we go. We're going into this section next. Get everything lined up here. Oop. So I've never filmed any of this. This is a fender flare kit for my side-by-side that I've never installed, or I haven't installed yet. But it's just been sitting here for like, oh man, feels like a year. It's been sitting here so long I don't even know where all the parts are, to be honest with you, which is a little problematic. Let's see, I saw that. That doesn't need to be in there. We'll just throw that over there. But I need to figure out how to somewhat attempt to do an organizational situation over here. All right, we got a tripod for filming out here, which is important. This has probably got a bunch of personal information that I really don't need to have on blast all over the internet, so let's see if we can just kind of oochie scoochie that out of the camera real fast. The iPad here can go back over here in case there's more chats. All right, so fender flares, fender flares, fender flares. All this back here is fender flare kit stuff, except for this glove and that trim wire. Ooh, that screwdriver is looking horrid. Why is it so rusty? That's one of my good screwdrivers. It's got surface rust all over it. When I say good screwdrivers, I mean one of the screwdrivers that's been purchased newer than some of my other screwdrivers. Black finish, rusts easy apparently. That's horrible. Just from sitting out in my garage, it got that rusty? Come on, Tecton. Not that this is a commercial for Tecton, but if it was, it wouldn't be looking good for Tecton. I mean, this screwdriver's got to be over a half a century old, and it didn't have rust on it, it just had shit on it. This screwdriver is fairly new, and it just was out of the drawer for a few months. It looked like it was a rusty mess. I gotta oil my screwdrivers? I guess. I don't think I've ever oiled a screwdriver before. I probably ought to check my other ones. Is that a thing? Comment below if you run Tecton and you have to oil your goddamn screwdrivers. That's Terabad. Terabad's worse than terrible. In case you didn't know. All right, there we go. Screwdrivers. Are you guys getting rusty in here? What's going on? Oh, there's a rusty one. Yeah, look at that. It's rusty as shit. That's crazy. Why is that happening? Ooh, that is a letdown. Oh, it cleans up really nice. Hit it with the wire and it cleans up almost back to exactly how it's supposed to look. Well, I guess we're going to have to run a little oil on our Tecton screwdrivers. That's weird. Someone said you don't have to oil your tools if you use them. It's like, well, I mean, yeah. But evidently, Evidently. Let's go oil some goddamn screwdrivers. Jesus. Never in a million years did I think I'd have to oil my screwdrivers, but guess what I'm about to do. Yeah, that's happening. These ones aren't rusting. The preventative maintenance on the old rust buckets. That's honestly not that impressive to be, I mean, if I'm going to be real right now. Oh, that one needs a little work. That one's on the verge, but I don't think it is. It just got dust on it or something. This one's still good. It just has some schmutz on it. Now, this is riveting, I'm sure. Oh, that little one might need a little hit. That's crazy. I mean, I've had these for many, many years, but still, they kind of just live in this drawer. They don't really, these don't go on adventures. These are my when it's like time to get shit going in the garage. These are my go-tos. That's why they have their own drawer. And they're laid out in a specific order. That way, when it's time to be like, I need this specific screwdriver, and I'll go, well, I wonder where it is. No, I don't play that. Which one of these? Is my regular? No, it was my Phillips. I'm gonna hit that one with a little grinder real quick. It's got a little bit of surface on it. That's crazy. Try not to oil the handle. Good as. Good as. But it's kind of crazy, actually. I don't know how I feel about that. But I have screwdrivers that I've had since I was in my teens from Craftsman, and I've never seen the. I mean, maybe one that got left out, you know, in the dirt over the winter. But I've never had a screwdriver in a drawer go rusty. That is not cool. Okay. Don't put oil on your fingers, kids. All right. Let's pretend that we're not looking directly at that fender flare kit there. And we'll just work around the edges. Hoses, we're just gonna keep pushing stuff down. That's how you do it. All right, this is a mostly full Allen wrench kit. That's a roll of tape. That needs to be the new home. There you go, friend. Some rubber bands. Don't need those over there. Readjust this. Try to make it more interesting. Got a soccer ball just in case we want to play a game of soccer real quick. All right, that's part of the kit. I mean, look at it. It's just like a million washers. Plastic bag. Mark something. We're gonna leave that with the kit. That's just nuts. That's just bolts. That's just, what does it say? Rotopax Honda mount. Put that back in the kit. Some rusty old screws. Check. What is this? Made in China. white voltage 24. We don't need that anymore. Ziploc bag can go there. Rubber glove, we'll just toss that down. To be dealt with later, right? That's how you solve your problems. You just keep pushing it down the line. All right, Sander got pushed down the line. I think we're gonna try to stick him up here, maybe. I don't know if that got, doesn't matter. All right, we got some heavy duty nuts. We got some nuts and some bolts. It's nuts, washers, bolts. Check. Found the bolt container. Get your home there. Another bolt. Go in your home. Let's get this down to what we got here. Got a what's that called? A lug nut wrench. Pry bar. You got that pry bar spot. Fuel pump. Fuel pump needs a better home. I don't know where a fuel pump goes. Where do you put your fuel pumps? Probably by the fuel, actually. We're going to solve this by just pushing it down the line. See how that works? Just push it down the line. Right? Alright, we got a spudger. A pry tool. Pry tool, put in the pry tool drawer with the spudger. That's fine. Allen wrenches, I think goes in. No, that's not where those Allen wrenches go. I don't know where these Allen wrenches go. Those may be my toolbox Allen wrenches. Paint can opener. Now, one thing I do know about paint can openers, if you put all your paint can openers in one spot, you will forget where your paint can openers are located. That is a absolute guarantee. Piece of trash. Another smudger. Put him in this little drawer here. Another bolt. Get in your home. We got the tool roll. I think I got stuff in here I never filmed. There we go. You get bonus footage. This is the ATV side-by-side tool roll. And I ended up getting this Icon breaker bar for doing the what do you call it? The lugs. Because while that's a good tool to have, that's not really what you're supposed to break the lugs off with. This one is just the exact length that I needed to fit. I had a parameter that I couldn't go past, and I think I bought one. I think I filmed it. Yeah, I bought this thing. I bought this 17-incher. But I needed that much less. And I thought, well, my original thought was, well, I'll just buy this and then I'll just, grind it off. But that's a really nice tool. That's a really nice tool. Yeah, 13-inch breaker bar. I still need to do a video about this. I've had this thing forever. Yeah, we'll just throw it with the other breaker bars. Decided to throw in some Vice style and a small ghetto hammer, just in case. Just in case. How do you roll this thing? Which way are you supposed to roll? This way? No, I don't know. Roll whatever way you want. That's a nice little roll pack kit. I feel like it just became winter and I just stopped coming out in the garage for the winter. Like, I haven't been out here forever. Like, honestly. Just avoid it. That's fine. Alright, what do we got here? Some washers. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to remember what this stuff was, and unfortunately, I literally have no idea what this stuff was. Solution right into the bolts. Right into the bolts with you. Lighter. Some Rotopack stuff, Hot Talent stuff. Wood wedges. All right, we're gonna keep working down. We had a dead car battery that came out of a car that already got the battery replaced, and for some reason I was bestowed that. I guess I need to take it to the other building and stick it with the dead battery pile for when you turn a battery in. Oh, this is what it's got to fit into. That's my tool bag for the side-by-side. It's got to be able to fit in there, so I need 13 inches for that. Oh, I just said all that without filming. Yeah, this is my side-by-side tool bag. So I got tire patch kit, got a ratchet strap in there, then that roll bag goes in here. You just got one small kit that you take with you. Not sure why that's out. Chisel. Was I gonna put the chisel with the... Alright, we're gonna keep moving down. A lot of this here is, oh, I never filmed this. Here we go. If you're new to the channel or old to the channel, I talked about this right here. I printed all this. This is all storage for my pressure washing stuff. Isn't that cool? A little shelf up top for those, the hoses. All right. I feel like this thing keeps making an appearance. All right, caulk gun, you need to find a new home. More caulk, you need to find a new home. I don't know where that home's going to be, but for now we're going to set you there. Look, just all you do, you just move it back and forth. That's all you do. You just move it back and forth. Let's see what we got in here. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I've never filmed this before either. It's a sun visor for an ATV or a side-by-side. How about that? Side-by-side. It's a flip-up sun visor. With my current mirror situation, there's no way for me to actually use it. I have rubber gloves. We're going to put you right here. I think that's going in my side-by-side because I have to like really clean my windshield wipers real good. Small, compact, scrubby dub. Hose. Plastic bag. Multi-tool box. You can go there. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is where you store your fuel pump. Is it a fuel pump box? Does that seem like an appropriate spot to do this? Is that what you do? Look at that. Look at me solving problems. It's worth more than the original package. Oop. Receipt. Don't need that out. Go ahead and put that down there. How we doing? How we doing? Getting close to the end. I'm only doing an hour. The Muschetta. How's it doing? Still looking dangerous. I think I was gonna pack this on the old side-by-side too, just in case zombie apocalypse happened. So that's a side-by-side tool, nice and thin, easy to pack. You just never know when a side-by-side machete is going to be needed. There's that thing. That's a chainsaw tool. Little plastic bag. Like collecting plastic bags. Anything's possible. This is what the tips were stored in. That's just an El Cheapo straight edge level. I just need to find a new home for him. What is this here? Oh, a charger that's been adapted for a quick attach. Okay, that's good to know. I'm charging my side-by-side with that. Or my, yeah. Where am I storing that stuff? Here now. Here's the ULSA. That actually goes to this. That's part of that kit there. There's, that was the fuse ring connector. That's supposed to go on my Talon. That's where that's supposed to go, except for I don't know if those are big enough. Bunch of paperwork with my name on it. Don't need to have that out in public. What's this? Oh, pedal lock. so you can't have your stuff stolen. That's a thing. Some wedges. Let's go down the other building. Some old rubber glove collection. Nice. Some 409. Love that. More hose. See? I knew the hoses would consolidate. The hoses. Another clamp, another glove. Another pegboard. We got a filming light here. We'll just shove that down a little bit. I know that's not even the solution I'm looking for. All right, so I got a pegboard there. This one is probably a better suited one. How's that work? It's shorter. It's just a magnet. When I say pegboard, I'm in a. It's nice to have something you can write on in your shop. If you don't know about that, find some of these old things here. This is a legal page one. It's longer, but if you don't have one of those in your shop, I guess aspire for something nicer in life, or don't. Actually, I don't really do whatever you want. I'll be honest with you. You just go ahead and do whatever you want. What's this? A screw. All right, we got a silicone soldering mat and hoses. That's pretty good. Like, we knocked a lot of that out. I'm loving it. Obviously, here is still a shit show, but this is the designated shit show area. Yeah. I don't know. Birds are just singing crazy today. Let's pop this out, and we'll go for a little walk. Let's go for a little walk here. Haven't filmed that thing in a while. Let's take a peek at it, see how cool it looks. Cool factor, 100%. Sometimes it's nice to remind the fans of the fun stuff from the channel. Extra fun. Extra good times. This is the bonus footage for those that stay to the end. All right, there we go. Can you hear the birds singing? I mean, the trees are full of birds today. Probably have trees budding here pretty quick. All right, there you go. Our time garage style with Elveshelves is coming to an end. Thanks for tuning in. If you caught it live, you're a champ. If you missed it, well, you know how that works. Stay safe.